Hello guys and welcome to another legendary stream right here on Twitch and YouTube. Dogmaster, congratulations on being first. Lovely to see you again. XL, welcome in. Robert, welcome in. Fixie, welcome in. Noah, welcome in. And Fixie, welcome in on YouTube as well. Thank you for all being here. I appreciate you all so much. I hope on this beautiful Sunday that everyone is doing absolutely freaking fantastic. Because my Sunday has been really productive. I got one YouTube Shorts out today, and it has already proven itself exactly how I said it would, that those separate shorts do just outperform my recycled shorts, which makes sense. By recycled shorts, I mean the YouTube Shorts coming from a already existing video. You were coding all day? Oh, that sounds a little yeah, brain destroying. But it's a good feeling once you get it working, right? So keep going at it. Keep going at it. You got this. You got this. You got this. Yippee! Productivity on a Sunday. Ban this guy. Jackie, welcome in. Hello, SMC. Hello. So yeah, Advancedly update actually probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow or on Tuesday. It's gonna be one of the biggest releases yet, actually. Because it allows actual transparent overlay that Seskia has already been using. Transparent overlay on Windows. It has global hotkeys on Linux, macOS, and Windows. It has essentially hotkeys for a lot of stuff in the tracker, a lot of cleaning up. 140 streak! This guy's unstoppable. This guy's unstoppable. Congrats, SMC. No, that's a boom moment. Boom! Bang! Congrats on that. That's insane. And also, yeah, lots of fixes. Finally, the performance issues that happen when Advancedly doesn't detect any Minecraft saves folder, that's all fixed. So Advancedly is just running a lot smoother in general, and also more detection with allowing you to run the overlay as a separate process for like Linux Waywall, which Chloe had an issue with. It now properly supports that and warns you when you run it as a separate overlay, you have to restart it. So absolutely crazy. I'll make a separate video on that. I'm not going to like bother you guys on the stream, but it's going to be a massive release all across the board for all operating systems. It's going to be huge, and there will be something very, very unique for each of them. So yeah, also massive shout out to Seskia for testing it on Mac. So it's going to be huge. It's absolutely going to be huge. Fixie also on the 7th streak. Wow. Kind of puts... Well, SMC kind of puts Fixie's streak into shame, but seriously, a week is still incredible, because that is essentially 2.5 weeks IRL, because I only stream 3 times a week, so 7 streak is still pretty insane. And, yeah, well, SMC is gonna be hard to beat, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, he's the GOAT. The GOAT! Okay, so I promised it yesterday, and it's finally here. So, I have footage from the lake crossing that I did yesterday. It's no secret that there is a pretty massive lake that spans across, spans across the borders of Switzerland, Austria, and Germany. It's called Lake Constance, and it is a lake that I live, 6-7 kilometers away from. No joke intended. And I really wanna dive in and show you guys what I did yesterday. Right. So, absolutely crazy. Yo, Golkin, welcome in. Welcome. So, without further ado, let's look at this. So, right here, I'm like zoomed into Google Earth. And this is usually where I measure my, like, swims and stuff. And it's, it's often slightly more accurate than my watch. And also, I did start my watch 6 minutes later. So my estimate yesterday, with it taking 1 hour and 50 minutes, was actually pretty spot on. It was actually pretty spot on. Okay, so what we're gonna do, and I'll have to figure out the audio for this, but I essentially, my dad filmed a lot more than I thought, and as Apple does this, I'm sure a lot of you guys have iPhones. Every picture you take, it turns that into like a 3-second clip which in this case is a .mov, so we'll be able to kind of view the image and view the video. So there will be some, yeah, the live images, exactly. So there will be some duplicates, but I think it's still going to be good. There will be some good imagery here that I think is actually pretty cool. And the first thing I want to do is like figure out if you guys have audio, because if I do this, you guys will have audio. But if I close it and open up a different one, will you guys still have audio? No. So that is a problem. Unless I can skip ahead here? No. So I'm gonna do this differently. And instead of having to auto-detect it, I'm gonna go properties. I'll have to change this later. Capture specific window. Can I do this with a different window? Do I have that? I'm just going to set the browser sound to that instead, just so I don't mess with it, actually. Then I'm going to do... I'm essentially just going to capture Windows Media Legacy Player. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And this way, you guys should have audio across the board. Yes. Okay. So, essentially... My watch, I showed this yesterday, tracked 4 kilometers across the whole thing. And I'm going to quickly show that right here. So it says it with... And again, I started like 6 minutes late. It's 4.011 kilometers. It's like an hour 44, and you guys saw it. It was like 2:37 pace. I'm not going to bother you guys with the pace. It is somewhat slow, and with, like, the watch being slightly inaccurate, it's probably slightly faster than that, but not too bad. Like, I've been practicing swimming for about 5 months. So, just to put this in context, 5 months ago, I wasn't even able to swim, like, 60 meters. Like, with the freestyle technique. Obviously, the regular, you know, I don't even know how you call this, regular swimming technique that you kind of learn as a kid, usually. So crazy improvement, and it's not even my first year of doing anything triathlon related. So just to put that in perspective, that going for a 4K lake crossing, 4.2K ultimately, is pretty insane. So anyways, we started, this is like at the lake right here. This lake is massive, so going this way would be a whole nother challenge, but obviously I essentially crossed from, where the hell was I now? It has to be on the other side of the river. Yeah, here. So I essentially crossed from here all the way to there. This is the distance that I did. And if we quickly plug in a line right here from like, here's where I started, all the way up to here. Obviously, it wasn't a straight line distance, but this comes out at a 4.1K. I guess ultimately it's slightly less because I started... Because here, we actually had storm warning. So my dad was like, you gotta get on the boat. You gotta get on the boat. And I was like so disappointed. But I asked him like, does it count as a completion? He was like, yeah, of course. And so ultimately I got onto boat like here. Which would is at like a 3.9K. But again, on the watch, it's a wiggle. It's a wiggle from all the currencies. From all the currents. You guys will see that in the image. So so much about like the route of things, pretty much straight across here. And now I'm gonna like just minimize this for now. Let's focus on the videos. So some of them will be vertical, but should be fine, and hopefully you guys will have audio. Yeah, so that's me trotting into the water, and obviously we have like the image of that. Look at that goofball. And big disclaimer before we actually get into things. Big disclaimer. Maybe music off for this? Oh, sure. Yeah, right. I can do that. Big disclaimer ahead of times. This is unironically, and might also be a little sad, but this is unironically the first time I've seen myself being recorded while swimming. So all of the month of training were more focused towards endurance, of course, also technique. But I've practiced technique based on my own feel. I, up until now, had no single recording of me swimming. So if anyone watching has some idea of, like, a good swim technique, then, yeah, be warned. I see a very obvious glaring issue that I'll definitely look forward to improving. Like, I think the majority is fine, but there is one issue I'll address that I've very much not noticed in my swimming technique that is obviously not very correct. But it's, you know, it's still a good start. So yeah, that's me getting into the water. Then getting wet a little bit here, kind of acclimatizing. That's usually a good way to start things off. More acclimatization. I guess he did multiple pictures there. And you can already see, like, there are some waves. There are some waves. And one thing I want you guys to pay attention to is, like, how clear the sky looks right now. Like, these clouds are nice. It's a good, you know, somewhat sunny sky. Slightly cloudy, but very, very, unassuming, really. So this was very interesting. Air temperature was around 17 degrees Celsius. So air temperature was quite cool. However, the water, I would argue, is at like 23, maybe even 24. Because water has like a really good heat like warm capacity, heat capacity, whatever you call it. So since the last couple of days were still really warm, the water still kept its warmth. So water temperature was no issue. It was an issue once I got out of the water. Specific heat, yeah, exactly. So it was really more an issue getting out of the water later. So yeah, putting my swimming goggles properly on. Nice little finger in the camera, but it's still a nice shot, I guess. And this is essentially like this building, and then you can see this tower. That's what I aimed for. Essentially, where I ended the first line when I showed the map was exactly at this tower. So my main focus was aiming towards this building. Like, you need a very prevalent landmark to just steer towards. Obviously, my dad was like guiding me kind of the way he was heading, always staying close to me. And if he wanted me to go left, like, he would kind of stay on the right side and kind of shove me over, if you know what I mean. So he did a really good job just guiding me there. And another thing I want to mention, for those that are like just curious, right before this, I ate like 2 Nutella breads, which is like a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar. And then I have like 2 full bottles with some isotonic mixture that's like 40 grams of carbs each. And I like shoved down one of those 750 milliliter bottles like before this as well. So I was expecting to do this entire thing in one go without having to drink anything. And as it turns out later, I will drink enough water anyways. It's fine. Oh, Excel, you haven't really missed much yet. I just kind of made the introduction. So that's where we're heading. That's roughly 4 kilometers away now. And yeah, nice little zoom in there. I left in more photos and videos than I probably should have, but I just wanted to show everything anyways. But let's just skip over these. These are relatively boring. But yeah, you can see the water is relatively rough. Maybe with the 80 centimeter waves yesterday, I was slightly over-exaggerating, but it was definitely wavy, and you guys will see that. And the clouds, I mean, these clouds are all just drifting away. So you'll see. Okay, this is like me getting into the water. These are some nice shots. This is what I gotta say, like, I'm an iPhone hater a little bit, sue me. I've always stuck to Samsung. I don't know, I just think it's convenient, and I don't care about camera quality that much. But to be fair, iPhone camera quality, it's good. Like, it's good. Okay, that's me getting started. And I think this is one of the most, yeah, chill swimming videos here. So you can kind of see my technique. Just going past. So yeah, this was still relatively chill. I mean, the waves were definitely hitting me, but it was a chill start. It was a chill start. Look at the Judd, yup. My little brother got an iPhone yesterday. Rupert has a brother. That's crazy. So I guess from this side, like, swimming technique is fine, but we will see one glaring issue. And for me, it's also crazy because I haven't really seen much of me swimming yet. That's what I said. And you can already see the main issue is how far apart my legs are. That's like the main issue. that I've never really noticed. Yeah, you can see more of that here. And now you can already see how, like, the waves are kind of just bouncing me up and down, and this gets me the first part. Essentially, you can see these waves are constantly hitting me from, like, the left side, or, like, kind of top left. And I'm also trying to breathe on the left. I'm a person that always tries to balance things out, right? I don't want to swim and always breathe to the same side. I always want to kind of have it balanced, have a balanced out technique, and also breathe to the left side here. But, as it soon turns out, breathing to the left side is a nightmare when you have the waves hitting you from that side. So, for like the second half of it, I ended up just actually breathing on only the right side. I had to accept it. And then things went a lot smoother. But before that, I was swallowing so much water, and we'll get to that. Are we supposed to hear audio? Oh, it doesn't pick it up! It doesn't pick it up again. Why? Why does it not do that? Okay. Because this is... Oh, because this is now running through the photo player. No, I love Windows 11. It's the same file type, and now it runs through the photo player instead of the media player. Come on. Okay. That's stupid. But yeah. Just chilling, just going. And you can see how I, like, always lift myself out of the water when breathing on the right side, because I was, like, trying to just dodge the waves. It's really hard to time otherwise. And you're mixing two different strokes, front crawl and breaststroke. Right. So breaststroke is what I, refer to as, like, the basic one. And this is, like, front crawl, I guess, or freestyle in, like, the more general term. And yeah, like, it is fine. Just the legs I really want to work on. The rest is okay. And then you can see I pretty much immediately do the triple and then switch over to the right side. Yeah, so that's when I started realizing breathing on the left side is not gonna be possible. And yeah, my dad on this pack boat, it's essentially an inflatable boat. We had the pedals here. This bag had my fueling. You got fast, you had a legs technique for the front. Yeah, exactly. The legs technique is, like, the worst part of this. So yeah, you can definitely see, like, the waves are building up a little bit. This was certainly really annoying. But, like, one of the main issues that's, like, hard about, Can I not go back? Okay. The main issue that's usually the hardest is, like, keeping feet above the water, or, like, close to the surface. And I think that's something I'm, like, fine at. Yeah. Okay. And you can obviously see there were some sailboats, some ships, some other stuff around. And here you can really start seeing that the water was getting rough. Even though the sky still looks so fine. The sky still looks so fine. So it's, like, incredibly unassuming. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's, like, it was very unpredictable. And okay, this is actually just a recording that's 1 second long. Let's keep going. But I do like these pictures, yeah, and you can see, like, my head. So that's a bit of a comparison. I don't know if that's, like, 40 centimeters, maybe that's even 50. And yeah, the wind helps with the roughness. Yeah, and my dad was, like, at a later point, my dad was actually struggling with the current. I was, like, so confused when he was drifting off to the right, but he actually couldn't hold against it. Like, in that position, it's easier to swim than to pedal a bigger boat, or, like, a bigger, like, canoe kind of thing, pack boat. Which that was really surprising. But yeah, I had a much more chill time once. Yeah, I figured out, okay, just breathing on the right side, let the waves do their thing, and then it's all fine. And from then on, I locked in for, like, 2 kilometers, and then we're done. Which was really nice. Okay, I want to just quickly see. Yeah, you guys still consistently get audio, so that's amazing. Right. This is a cool shot, but also the waves lift me up. Obviously, my head should be closer to the water, but I couldn't risk it. I was yeah, constantly just trying to get my breathing in. Just make videos about this stuff. Okay, I don't think it's good enough for that. I would want to have like drone footage and proper like okay, then no. It is an interesting point though, and thank you for calling me an impressive human being. For me, it's just like cool because I yap about so much stuff, and it might be hard to believe for you guys that like I run a half marathon every week. I do like 90K a bike every week, and I do like nearly 10 kilometers swimming every week. Like it's hard to just say all these things and then never show anything because I'm not very public about all this. But this was a really good opportunity to present itself. And yeah, you can definitely, like now, I guess you can start seeing these clouds are like coming over. And there's like rain coming down here. You kind of see how it's like more foggy, I guess. Yeah, just small little chill swim there. Yeah, and here you can see the most glaring issue. My legs. This is so bad. But again, I never knew this. Nobody ever corrected me. This is really hard to like. Bro, what is this? Yo, look me up. Welcome in. Essentially, I swam across an entire lake today. Yesterday. I swam across an entire lake yesterday, and I'm like showing footage of that because I've been doing triathlon training. I've been yapping about that for the last 5 months. Then I'm like really improving my fitness and getting into things because I like backed out as a gymnast because I feel like I've accomplished everything there and just wanted a new challenge. So yeah, I'm fully going into endurance stuff now. And this was just a nice opportunity for me to, yeah, yap about it on stream a bit. Because I feel like, yeah, some of you guys might be interested in this. Oh my god, thank you for the follow! Yo, that's crazy, yeah. That's actually crazy. And here, a rare instance of me trying to breathe on the left side again. But you can see I always try to lift my head like out of the water and breathing left. And there I swallowed water. Probably there as well. Probably on every second breath, I swallowed water there. And that was really bad. That was really bad. Yeah, so the legs are clearly not where they're supposed to be. And I'm looking forward to like doing some technique drills on that, especially once the open water gets too cold and I'm going back into indoor pools. Thank you so much, Look Me Up, for the follow. This is another speedrunning legend. So thank you for the follow. I appreciate you loads. So yeah, you can see the legs are really bad. The rest is like fine. Here, obviously, I just lift my head out a lot because I wanted to breathe on the left side, but dodge the waves. But I just couldn't. I insisted so much on trying to breathe on the left, but the waves were constantly hitting me from the left, so that was just so bad. Yeah, here you can again see how bad the legs are. And another thing I gotta mention, right? Like every arm movement counts as a stroke. Every arm movement counts as a stroke. Yo, hello again, Hammery. Welcome. We're observing or looking at footage from my lake crossing swim yesterday. Essentially, every movement counts as a stroke. And usually I'm around 30 strokes per minute. So every 2 seconds, I do one of these. And because of the waves, I literally swam the entire thing at a stroke rate of 32. Going from 30 to 32 is quite a lot. On my like speed drills that I did on Thursday, 2 days before this, I had 35. But that was for 7 minutes. Oh my god, Hammery, thank you so much again! I don't know how many times you've done this already for the 5 Hong Kong dollars. You're insane. No, you're actually insane. I'll do another 15 push-ups. You're hitting my super chat goal again! Oh my god, you legend. Drop some hearts in chat, guys. That's crazy. No, that's actually just crazy. How long are you gonna keep doing this? Oh my god. What a legend. And it's weird because I don't feel like anything in my shoulders. Like this was a genuinely chill swim because I wasn't at my threshold. I was like really keeping my heart rate down. I think my average was like 138 throughout the entire thing. So if you know anything about heart rates, 138 is pretty decent. Like that's a chill early zone 2. Yeah, 138 only. Yes. I I think that's on the lower end for my swims. I can comfortably push like 150. Like just to put this in comparison, I can physically, my watch says my max heart rate is currently at 196. Whatever I do, I can physically not even get above 200 at this point. Like, that's how much I've trained. Like, obviously, lower heart rate better. And I even on my craziest runs, I, like, max out at, like, 195. I cannot reach 200 anymore. Which is good. Like, lower better. But, just to put that in perspective, like, 138 is pretty chill. And yeah, let's keep going. You can definitely, like, these waves were getting annoying. Right now, I've accepted to only breathe on the right side. These waves were getting annoying. I maybe over-exaggerate a little bit with the size, but you can definitely see how it pulls me up and down. It was really, really annoying. Look at that wave! Look at that wave. No, look at that wave. Actually, like, look at that wave. Oh yeah, and then I guess another image here. Watching him do push-ups while watching me across the lake makes me feel like a bum. Hit higher playing rhythm. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, if you're struggling with high heart rate, then doing endurance training is literally the only way. Like, my resting heart rate is at like 41. So when I like get out of bed and just sit down, I'm at like 41 beats per minute. So like less than a second, or more than a second for one heartbeat. Like that's chill. That's actually chill. But that's all like an indication of just fitness. Yeah, these waves were definitely getting annoying. I guess this is still where I'm trying to breathe on the left side. When was this? So the swim started at like 12:18 p.m. And okay, this is like 2194. I don't want to tab out now, so I'm gonna leave this open. 2194 is, when was that? So that was 32 minutes. Yeah, 32 minutes after starting. So I'm probably like a kilometer in now. How do you exist? No, I do like sometimes end up seeing some Instagram reels because obviously I'm interested in that, of like very top endurance athletes, and I've seen someone like run a pretty fast like 10K, like 10-kilometer run with like an average heart rate of like under 120, and that's insane. And like every other comment was like, "Are you alive?" Like that's yeah, but that's one of the best endurance runners. So that's where you want to get to. Below 120 on like all of this. Going to my room, the doctors don't know if he's asleep or not. Yeah. Mine is 500, but it's not the metric system of heart rate. Okay, fair enough. Wait, so does the US also have something weird there? Gosh, I hope not. So yeah, this is like where the waves really started forming. And it was a bit of a fight for like figuring out proper breathing. Like, obviously I was far from drowning because the entire technique allows you to very briefly breathe and then you exhale when you're underwater again, right? So you don't really spend much time over water, but if the inhale happens the moment you hit a wave, it's like really annoying. But because the heart rate is, you're trying to keep the heart rate down, you can usually go quite easily with, if you can't get the breathe, you'll have it after the next 2 strokes. But yeah, this is where the waves were getting annoying. Immediately switch back to the right side. Like, look how freaking how I get lifted out of this. Like, this is so annoying. This was so annoying. In mind, I don't even have like a swim cap or anything. That's definitely something I'll have to get for the visibility and like a buoy, whatever you call it. Yeah, no, 643. Yup. Okay, and there you can hear it. That's one of 3 instances where I was like about to throw up. Actually, I never could, but I just swallowed so much water. So I had to take like 3 breaks. I think this was the last one. When was this? Great, I didn't keep it open. This was 2198. Gosh, I hate this. Like, why does it not sort by date? Like, why does it not name the files when they were created? Samsung does this. For me, that's another Samsung W. Like, I just want to know when things were created. I don't care about any numbering. What is it? Yeah, so this is like 52 minutes after starting. Not sure if that's already the last time I had that, but yeah. So the water was like 5 or 6 degrees warmer than air temperature. Air temperature was like 17 degrees. Probably 18 now that's been like sunny a little longer because it was cloudy leading up the morning, like the morning leading up to this. But the water is probably at like 22, 23. 5, 6, yeah, okay. So yeah. I'm not sure if this was like the final one, but this was definitely a moment where I swallowed so much water that I actually had to stop again. That was really annoying. But I think after that, I locked in. I'm not sure if anything else happened there. No, why did I close it? Oh my god, why did I close everything? Why did I close everything? That was 2198. Let's go here. Let's hope you guys will still have sound now. Yep. Yeah, and from then on, I just started only breathing on the right side. So, I didn't really need any fueling after this because I could have not, even if I wanted to, I could have not drunk any of my isotonic mixture that has like a lot of carbs and stuff. It's essentially just sugar, but it's like fructose, glucose, all of that because the body can like absorb it faster. Doesn't matter. Essentially, I couldn't have taken that in either way because my stomach was just full of water. It got better towards the end, of course, but this is really where I had to accept, okay, right side breathing, no left side, it won't work. Yeah, again, the legs are just too far apart, but otherwise, like, this is fine. And then it was really getting chill. And again, this right in the back there is where I want to get to. Nice little shot there. This is cool, I guess. Oh, I thought I could still zoom out. That's cool. That's the watch. Good fella. It's like the cheapest Garmin watch that supports triathlon stuff. The Forerunner 265S. Really only like $200 or something. But it does a really good job. And it's also the smallest and lightest one, which I really cared about. So, it's a good choice if anyone cares. Yeah. That's cool. Like, even from watching a lot of videos about swimming technique, like, my arms are fine. At least, what happens above the surface looks very fine. With, like, fingertips going first into the water. That's something I, like, started improving on really leading up to, like, Monday last week, or this week, I guess. Yeah. And now, like, out of nowhere, I see these clouds. And I'm like, crap. This is insane. Like, I swear they just spawned there. Someone did, like, /weather thunder. I swear to God. Some admin has hacked the server. But even more notably, this ship is coming at us here, which is pretty funny. This is a pretty cool shot, actually. But yeah, this storm ended up being pretty crazy. Like, as soon as I got out of the water, it was storm warning and everything. And we even had to, like, wait half an hour before pedaling back. Can't happen in EA, actually. Actually true. I swear, there were some ocean ruins below me. I swear. Also, at this point, I was, like, thinking I would probably be a lot more, like, nervous about where the hell I am. Like, I've talked about this, like, thalassophobia, kind of, like, you stare down to the... Because I don't close my eyes or anything. Like, I stare down to the water and just don't see anything. But it's more or less what I expected. If I don't see anything below me, it's, like, so fine. But if I see, like, seagrass and stuff kind of appearing, that's what, like, kind of scares me a little bit. I don't know why. But also, I've gotten more used to it over the training sessions. But yeah, bro got mining with the exactly. I wonder what, like, the deepest depth is that I swam over. Probably, like, 100 meters, I would say. Because the lake reaches, like, 250. on like its deepest point, but there's no way we're like close to that. But yeah, this ship is coming at us. It's pretty funny. And ship is again coming at us. I guess this video gives a nice sense of like my speeds very briefly. And yup, nice little shot there. Nice little shot. Like this is all right hand entry. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get mining fatigue. That didn't happen. Yeah, then the boat obviously kind of went more towards the left. Here we get the video of the picture, the live photos. I think that's how Nova called them. Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, no, like these are cool images. And I talked to my dad about this. I'm not entirely sure how many people on this boat like saw me, but he did say some people that like got closer to where I was, they did have some silly looks on them. So even if just one person was like, what the heck is this guy doing? That's my life goal achieved. Like I want to I want to be that mad guy that does crazy stuff. I know this is far. This is far from what like the craziest endurance swimmers have done. Again, they only focus on swimming then, but you know, people have crossed all 7 oceans just swimming, so I'm not quite going for that. But I don't want to downplay what I've done here, because I'm only like half a year into it. So yeah, I'm like dodging the waves a little bit, which is why I'm lifting out more. Nice little picture. And Germany flag. I'm not exactly sure what kind of cruise this is. But yeah, this is cool, I guess. And nice little shot. You can see the dark clouds there. Here we get the moving version. And like these are some cool shots. I gotta say, like, these are some cool shots. So like, I don't know. I'll probably filter some out, and maybe we'll have like some desktop backgrounds. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to have desktop backgrounds looking at me though. I might want to keep them only related to gaming stuff. But yeah, you can see like there it's already raining because of like the fog again. Yeah, I know, you can have one of those automatic drones that just follows you. And actually my friend has one, and I could use it for like a running session or something. But like with running and cycling, I couldn't really share much footage because I start and stop where I live. Which is very different here. Yeah, this is decent technique. Like this stroke going all the way back. Like that's good. That's good. I don't want to like outplay myself, but I'm happy seeing that. And yeah, I like my dad was like drifting towards the left. So I was thinking like, do I just head for this tower in the middle of nowhere? But yeah, pretty much like, when is this? 22:15. Yeah, so this is 14:03. So this is like an hour 40, hour 37 into swimming or something. And I go like 5 more minutes or so. Yeah, and then I like immediately hop onto the boat. Oil mining rig. Maybe. No, I think it's just a boring landmark. Essentially, this number right here is unique across the entire coast of the lake. So if you have like an issue and you need like emergency, you can say, I'm at number 65, and you're going to be relatively easy to locate. So that's really important. Just a simple watermark. I don't know why it's not just a sign, why it's this whole construct, but yeah. Pretty cool. But yeah, you can see like the water is rough. And that's a cool shot, but that's where my dad drifted away again, but also I guess he was holding the camera. My dad was super smart, by the way, as well. Like he used this bicycle mount for the phone. Like it's basically rubber that you can like pull around the handlebars and then like get your grip on the phone. And he put that around the pedal. So essentially, if the pedal would fall into the water, the pedal still floats and would definitely support the weight of the phone as well. So it's really smart. And so it was kind of filming with the pedal. Really smart though. Really smart though. Yeah. That's another, like, that's where I wanted to go. This is the tower essentially I wanted to reach, but we went over to the right because it was really starting to get windy. And yeah, you can see the clouds. So I was not over exaggerating with the thunder warning. That was definitely happening. And I think that's it. I very much think that's it. So yeah, I hope that was a nice kind of view into things, and just putting something behind my yapping, because I feel like, yeah, I've been doing training, this and that, and some of you might not believe it. So there you go. No, I'm really doing this stuff. I'm really doing this stuff. It's crazy. That was crazy. And not to forget, like, we then got in the boat, we waited a little bit undercover on the mainland, and then pedaled all the way back. So my arm training was far from over. But obviously, getting back was way faster and relatively chill. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. All right, I want to hop into some very brief puzzle game action for like another 45-ish minutes. And then it is time for some interactive games, where I do want to start a poll already. So, essentially, I'm going to create a poll because I want to kind of have you guys decide on which games you really want to focus on